Hey everybody, I'm Todd. Hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to take a look at some very affordable studio monitoring headphones from Behringer. They're the BH470s. Let's check them out. Now I'm always on the lookout for affordable gear that I can share with you to help stretch your budget a little further, especially if you're just getting going with music production or content creation for social media. And these Behringer BH470s certainly fit that profile. They're around $25 at the time of recording. Now, Behringer says these are a studio monitoring headphone. And so when I hear that, right away I'm thinking musicians, vocalists, voiceover artists, podcasters, content creators, YouTube, that kind of thing, where we might want to monitor something while we're doing the recording and even listen back to it after the fact. So isolation is going to be important, especially if we have sensitive condenser microphones. We don't want any mic bleed happening where we're really picking things up from the headphones. The other thing is, sound profile is important but secondary because I'm not thinking of these for a mixing application. That said, we will run some audio tests on these headphones, but we'll keep the application in mind. So when we take a look at the log analysis for the Sine sweep, we can see here some overemphasis in the 2 to 500 Hz mid-bass range, and then kind of a scoop in the 1 to 5K range. So right away I'm expecting less clarity, more muffled sound from these headphones. Now also there seems to be a reduction in frequencies above 15K. We'll take a look at the linear analysis as well, just for a little more detail on those upper frequencies. And the linear comparison really shows us the same thing. We've got kind of a little bit of an emphasis in the low end, and we're missing a lot of those upper, what I will call clarity frequencies. So I'm not expecting these headphones to give me a lot of detail when I listen to music. Now, listening back to the music through these headphones and looking here at the logarithmic frequency comparison, we can see that we're missing a lot of that clarity. I definitely heard it. It's a very muffled sound from these headphones. Hopefully it translates really well for you over YouTube here also. But there's kind of a boost in the low frequencies, kind of a dead zone in that clarity mid-range area, and also a lot of high frequencies missing. So, for critical listening, already I'm going to say no. But if they are for monitoring, perhaps with good isolation, they could still be an option. I'm not thinking anything, though, that's got a lot of high frequency. So like a drummer, cymbals are going to sound really muted with this and really kind of muffled. Same thing with a snare. It's going to sound dead through these headphones. And the detail in the linear analysis for those upper frequencies really shows us the same thing here. We've got so much less mass in the area of the graph for the original versus the recording through the headphones that we know that we're not going to get any high-end detail presenting itself, especially when the bass is boosted on the other side. And this is a sample of spoken words, so we can compare the sound of the recording directly versus the sound through the headphones. And this is a sample of spoken words, so we can compare the sound of the recording directly versus the sound through the headphones. Now, once again, for spoken word, when I listen back through these headphones, there is a real emphasis in the 2 to 500 Hertz range. So those muddy frequencies, even boxy sound, and the clarity is almost all but absent. Now, when I look at the logarithmic comparison, we see that here. We see the loss of frequencies in those clarity range, again, in that sort of 1 to 5K range with a boost in the lower end. I can tell you, to my ears, the sound even appears worse than the graph on the screen. So if you're going to use these for voiceover or podcasting or a vocalist, you're really not going to get a representation of what you sound like. And that's really challenging when you're trying to lay down a good performance. So again, I'm not seeing these as the greatest application where I'm going to use them as a test of what the sound is really like. And comparing the linear graphs, we can really see that roll off. It kind of starts above 1K and just goes down from there. Maybe 10K, there's a little bit back, but overall, we're not going to get any kind of clarity from these headphones. Now, these headphones aren't really targeted at gaming, but of course, if you're a gamer on a budget and you're looking for an option, let's hear what these sound like. And listening back to the game audio, there is really an absence of clarity. Like for first-person shooters, anything like that, you're not going to hear the environment very well around you. At least to my ears, that's the impression that I get. There's a lot of low end, a lot of rumble in this. They almost remind me a bit of the original Razer Krakens when they first came out years ago. They kind of lack those upper frequencies. These, I think, lack even more than that, but they have that same kind of muffled sound profile. Let's take a look at the build quality of these headphones. Of course, in this price range, they are all plastic construction. Even when you open them up, this appears to be a metal band, but it's actually plastic. It is nonetheless stepped, so you can preset this. It'll stay where you want it, so that's kind of nice to have. In terms of otherwise, you have nice, soft ear pads on these headphones. I have to say they're very comfortable and they fit very well. As we heard earlier, also, the isolation on them is excellent. That's one thing I will give them. Plenty of room for the ear as well for comfort. Now, the padding on the top, again, lots of padding here. Really comfortable with the lightweight in this padding. You could wear them for hours. You won't notice any issues. Don't know about the durability of this. It's a very soft, light material, so that kind of is what it is. Now, the headphones swivel about 90 degrees in one direction, really not in the other direction, so some adjustment. And they do swivel up and down, so they'll fold up if you need to take them with you anywhere. But keep in mind, again, they don't come with a carry case. Now, in terms of the cable here has a very basic strain relief on the side. Nothing that I'm going to expect is going to hold up to a lot of really abuse or anything on them, but nonetheless, it's there. The cable, of course, is not replaceable without taking the headphones apart. Cable itself is a very mediocre quality. Nothing really special here, but it's not very heavy, so some of you will like that it's lightweight. In terms of the jack on the end, here we have a 3.5 millimeter jack, a decent strain relief on it. Got a thread here to connect to the 6.5 millimeter or 1/4 inch adapter as well. So if you need that, that's going to be good to have. Overall, I'll say for a $25 headphone, comfort is far above what I would expect. Build quality is kind of average in this price range, but again, nothing really to complain about for $25 at the time of recording. Now, I won't spend a lot of time talking about features and specs. There'll be information in the description below, but suffice to say they're a closed back design, so they're going to isolate well. 32 ohms, sensitive enough that you can drive them off a phone, a tablet, computer, really anything. No special requirements to power these headphones. I weighed them at about 222 grams, so they're pretty lightweight. Let's talk about who these headphones are for and who should not get them. First of all, they're really comfortable. They are lightweight, they fit well, really soft ear pads, so no issues there. You can wear them for a long time. They don't get any warmer than I would expect from a closed back headphone. Now, they have great isolation, so if you need to get up close on a condenser microphone, there will be no mic bleed. It will be really good that way, so you don't have to worry about that. However, the sound profile is really the downfall. They are very scooped in the 1 to 5K range as well as above the 15K range. You are not going to hear any detail there. And to make matters worse, they're overboosted in the 200 to 500 hertz range, so they really sound muddy to my ears, certainly. And again, the tests sort of bear that out, that's what you'd expect. So for general monitoring, if the person wearing them isn't overly fussy on the sound profile, yes, okay. If they want to hear a lot of detail like guitar or something like that, you're probably not going to like them. General listening, if you like the profile, you like that scooped sound where you have very little mids, you may like these headphones. But again, not for any sort of critical or reference listening. And if you're looking for other ideas for headphones, maybe at an entry level to get your studio going, check out one of these videos. As always, I appreciate you joining me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.